Welcome to the Raw, Real, Reignited podcast, where raw emotions meet real life experiences. Join us as we dive into the unfiltered life stories of men who are reigniting their lives, sharing their struggles, and navigating a path forward from the highs and the lows to the triumphs and setbacks. We'll explore what it means to be a man in today's world. Get ready for honest conversations, new perspectives, and inspiration to fuel your own journey. Strap yourselves in to reignite our lives together.
G'day and welcome to the first ever episode of Raw Real Reignited. The three of us are here together, well, Benny, Sal, and myself, and we'll be bringing in different tidbits and things along the way, things that we've learned through the learned experience to be able to get to a place of greater control over ourselves, especially when it comes to regards to life and navigating the life's challenges and everything that come through every single day. And it doesn't matter what it is, whether you're a father, whether you're a young bloke going through stuff too, because you don't see a lot of red flags when you're a young bloke. You just go bullet a gate straight through. So we've come together and we want to share our experiences and tips that we have learnt along the way to be able to go, you know what, if I had learnt this when I was 24, I wouldn't have been in the position I was in when I was 34, and be able to bring that through. Also, little bits and pieces that we have together as well, and go, look, these are the things we learn along the way being parents. These are the things that along the way we learnt in relationships at work, how that's going to navigate across and flow across with life in general, and what especially different things that have been thrown at us in life at the moment, how to sort of give yourself some detoxing type stuff, as in, I need to get the noise out of my brain. What can I do to reset myself? Tips and tricks along the way that we've learned, and be able to our own life experience as well, because our life experience has quite a wealth and depth between the three of us. We've gone through a little bit, and we wanted to bring that together and go, okay, guys, this is what we're going to bring. How can we get that same message out to people so that we can get a lot of other, or help out other blokes in that same position without having to draw too much energy in, or more just to bring more awareness to it and get other guys to look at it and go, okay, this is where I want to go, or they're good tips. I can do different things with that. That's what we want to do. And just one little, if we help one little bloke here, one bloke there, then, and that's our job done. So we want to bring that in. What we will do is we'll go around the grounds. We'll go through how we met as well, and what sort of space we were in at different times in life, and then a bit of an intro into our backstories to be able to bring that to the fore and go, okay, well, we are real people. We are relatable. We're not just stuff that's been we read it in a book once and now we're going to repeat it. It's definitely come from life experience and things that we've done wrong, things that we've learned from, and things that we've done a lot better with. So I'm going to open it up now to Benny and Sal. And Benny, I'll throw to you, and then we'll go to Sal on how we all met, and then just each other's different experiences along that way as well.
100%, Drew. Welcome, Sal, and welcome to you, Drew. Hey, it's great to be here to share our experiences and share what we've done. As you blokes both know, I've got a very colourful past, and it was when I decided to change the old me to the new me, was when I met you both on another platform, in another group, all dads just trying to get better, and men trying to put a better example out there for our kids coming along behind us. And yeah, I'm here. I really want to share my past and show to people that there is a way to change from the lows of that life can take you to. And yeah, I think as we go along, you'll see how I have changed. And yeah, it's a positive thing once you allow yourself to live life. And we'll go to Sal and see what he's got to say.
Yeah, mate. Thanks, Benny and Drew. Initially, I were very, very, what could you say? Very, I wondered why someone would want me to be on such a thing like this. As we know from day to day, hour to hour, we struggle with different different challenges, different things. And I didn't think that I were quite on the mark to be doing something like this. So I thought, you know what? Vulnerability is a good thing. I think it's a good way of learning, a good way of getting you out there. So you take some fear away from different things and do what I want to do, which has always been to help other people. I've learnt about rescuing. I've always sort of been a rescuer, always trying to help people, whether or not that rescuing was more of a hindrance and being a pest to people because I thought I had something to give and maybe they didn't want to hear it. But you know what? If they get a little bit of it, if even the stuff that I've gone through that I can share and stop someone else from going through that, I feel like I've achieved something. Um, like Drew and Benny have got a history that you know, some I'm not proud of, some I still need answers from um, to try and navigate what's next. So in the journey from when I first embarked on this with these guys on different sort of system, we have come a long way. You know, we've done certain things to get us to a point um, that helps. That is above the normal that we see from day to day when we walk into different people that we know, family, friends, barbecues. You know, it's just the way we go about things and the way we look at things that other people get interested in because they straight away go, mate, what are you doing? And I go, you know, I'm pretty sure Drew can go, well, mate, it's not just one thing we're doing. We're doing lots and lots of different things that all combine into a big picture. So if I can help people do those little things and get them to a point where they're organized and on the road to kicking goals, doing things that you thought you couldn't do, um, and virtually picking yourself up as soon as you get out of bed. So I'm sure along the way we're going to have some funny moments. We're going to have some laughs. We've already had heaps of laughs. This is probably why we've embarked upon this, which is pretty engaging, I must say, right now. But we're going to give it a crack, and we're going to have some laughs within ourselves, and you know, we'll see what eventuates from there, and into the world of, I don't know, what do you call it, podcasts, or help me out. See it
World
on the
Wide Web.
That's it. Getting
Yeah.
ourselves out there to be seen, to be heard, and to, as you say, to hopefully help other blokes along the journey in life. And whether you're 18 or 80, you know, I'm sure we've got some tips that we can help share to enlighten people's lives and hopefully help them find consistency in their lives to move forward, and the right sort of consistency.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
just
Yep.
want to add too that the you know, the people that we've been involved with have been a major contributor to this. Like, it hasn't just been, you know, read this, do that. It's been a lot of accountability along the way with other guys that are in the same realm that we know works. Um, and I look forward to even having a few of those guys on with us to have a bit of a chat and have their story. But I'm not quite sure how we're going to run with that, seeing that we're so new and raw, because this is raw. All right. This is how it runs with us, and that's what we wanted to do. So, yeah.
I think it's quite funny since we've hit the record button, gents. We've gone from little kids in the lolly shop giggling and laughing. We've got a bit serious now, and I suppose it is a bit of a reality check for us to be doing this. And hey, we're human, and as the name says, we're raw and we're real, and hopefully we can help reignite some lives going forward. Drew, I'd like you to tell us a bit about your program that you've got running, mate, outside of this podcast that does help, that I know personally does help men move forward in life.
Yeah, okay, no worries. Back in November last year, 2023, I basically just started up a small group of guys, and I started up my own business, coming from the coaching realm before, which is how we all met. Um, for those listening in, I coached Benny and Sal when they first came on to another place where we were. Um, but as Sal said, like he goes, I don't know why you asked me. And so the amount of shit you've helped me out with over especially the last few years, mate, it's a wealth of knowledge. And I went, we need to tap that, but we also need to tap that fire that we've got in each of us, and the way we bounce off each other too, with humor. And Benny, mate, I know where you've come from, and I've seen it all firsthand. Same with you, Sal, and both you guys. I draw as much inspiration from you guys and anyone else that I've coached as well, to be able to keep dragging myself up, and that makes me level up, because I go, well, this bloke's been going through this. Why am I kicking the ground, kicking the stones, when I need to be able to get stuff moving as well? So that was a good little segue into Reignite, which is a personal mentoring business that I've got on the side. And it's more, I want to continue on coaching away. It's a bit more holistic. So when it's not just going, okay, I need you to go and do 3 sets of 8. I need you to go and do 27 sets of this, and these are your macros, and off you go. There's plenty of blokes like that all over the place. Mine, I really want to get in a little bit deeper. I want to be able to get there and go, okay, it's not just about that. What other troubles have you got? What might be the blind spots that you don't necessarily have? I was actually messaging a bloke from that I used to play footy with years ago, during today, and this is an example of the stuff that I sort of want to bring into there, because we've got the group of core guys that are all there lifting each other up, and they're going in there sharing their challenges, being raw. Like, I know it's a cliche back to that raw part of the podcast, but plenty of the guys, I've created a safe space for blokes to be able to share whatever the fuck they want to, without any worry about judgment. They can just get there and go, man, this is what happened today. Sorry, Sal.
That was an explicit.
Yeah, I forgot to put a beep in.
We have now got an explicit label.
I've already got it set up so it says that, so that way we don't have to worry about that.
I just tried my hardest not to say fuck, and you seriously,
Yeah.
I'm upset that I
Oh,
went.
my mum's going to be listening to this,
Sorry,
Drew.
mate.
God, mate.
I had to interject.
Well, Mrs. Henry, I'm sorry, but this is me being real. So,
And she's heard plenty worse, bro. Don't worry.
oh yeah, and from you too, I bet. Yeah, I set it up so that I had the mentoring there as well. So I've got that, and I can go through. Okay, mate, what's troubling? What do we need to work on first? And what's this first brick we need to put down to get you moving in a better position moving forward, regardless of where it is in your life? I'm not a business coach, not a lifestyle coach. I'm not a bloody romance coach. I'm none of that. I'm a journeyman that's done NLP, has done what do you call it? The precision nutrition, done training, all that sort of stuff. Been a coach for many years. So I'll pull it in and go, righto, what's your bugbear, and how can we overcome that first? And how to be able to do that, let's break it right down. What's your nutrition like? What's your water like? What's your thoughts like? What are the things that are keeping you awake at night? How can we find better ways to bring that in? How can we look at maybe frequency listening to be able to get better skilled at night time? But the biggest byproduct of that was for me to set up a space for blokes to be able to come together and share and get there and go, you know what? Like, I know that the blokes that we've got there are a core group of guys that have known each other on and off for years. Many haven't actually met online, in person, just online, and it's just one of those places that is just supportive, and it's safe. You can literally say whatever you want. And you know that it's going to stay in that circle, and that's what I want to bring in, because there was none of that stuff when I was going through hard times. There was none of that stuff if you go back in your early 20s when you're going through hard shit and you don't even know that you're going through hard stuff. There was none of that then. So I want to bring that space in and go, righto, this is the biggest. Like, that was sort of, it's become the space now, and that's what I've said to you, Benny and Sal. My vision for that is to be like a group of guys that are coming together, are able to share. We catch up for Zooms. If we're able to catch up in person, we do that too. We want to try and bring it together in a one safe space. And then there's guys within that space that have different qualifications, that have different skill sets that can help other blokes out as well. And go, right, such and such only lives 5Ks away. We might go running for a bit now. Yep, happy days. So they're going for a run. They're going training for the Gold Coast Marathon. Happy days. So they can pull on that, and then they've started up a bit tighter. There's other guys that are in coaching positions as well, and much like yourself, Benny, with your business starting up as well. And this is what I said to you: like, if people get there and they go, "Oh man, I want to do some work with Benny because he's done the hypnotherapy and I want him to unlock some of this shit for me," I get there and I go for it, mate. Like, it's not a thing where you're stepping on toes. Like, obviously I've got the mentoring as well, but the vision is to have that big core group or that big group of guys that have that safe space, that place where they can have that camaraderie and look, what we call it, like that community of blokes, and be real tribal with it and go, right, well, let's cut the shit. Such and such is going for a run on this day. Oh, mate, 4 blokes can go with him. Bang. Someone gets on there and goes, oh, I'm having trouble with the kids. This is what I did. I probably didn't handle it the best way. I probably shouldn't have screamed and thrown it through the Xbox at the wall. How can I come back from that? You go, and then 20 blokes will jump in and go, oh, look, okay, yep, we've all done stuff like that. We've all smashed toys. We've all thrown stuff in the bin. The important thing is to go about it this way to repair that. And they're just a few different examples because the blokes that go through a whole raft of different things. And that's what I wanted to bring in with that. Obviously, that's not it's not the premise of the podcast, but that is part of sort of an offshoot. And this is where a bit of Benny's brainchild was to bring that together and go, right, these are the things that we learned when we were going through our stuff. Let's take it to people. Let's take it out there publicly and go, righto, this is what we can do to help blokes. And not just as in you need to come in, but also we want to be able to give that on the way out as well and be able to go, yep, happy days.
Sort of like giving blokes, new avenues, new strategies, and new ways of looking at life. Just seeing that, and that's the big thing about the community that we've got is, as you've been saying, Drew, is it's my interpretation of something is completely different to how Sal's interpreted it, or one of the other lads in the group. So as you say, it's ideas bounced, and then it allows you can choose your own way out of all the ideas that you've got to give you a focus and to create your own strategy to move forward.
And plenty of blokes they connect with different guys as well. Like you might be mates with everybody, but then you got one bloke that'll go, I need to talk to you. You go, cool, man. Let's have a phone call, and then we go from there, and then we break down what's going on, and then that's with the the mentoring for me is to break that down and go, righto, this is what we need for you to start with, and then I get there and it might get to a point where you go, okay, I've got a bloke working with me now, and I go, mate, I don't know what it is, but I'm stuck and I can't get you past that next point. But if you have a phone call with Benny, he might be able to. Or you have a phone call with John over here, then he's got a different he might have a different idea on it as well. Or actually, this guy over here does that for a business. If you want to talk to him and get that little bit extra edge, and then go from there. Like, that's the sort of stuff that I want to build. So it's not just this is my castle and this is where I'm at. It's a community of blokes that are out there going, you know what, I'm going to talk to Drew because he's a fucking top bloke. But then, oh, actually that tangent that fucking Sal had over here, well, I want to go and talk about that. So then he's on the phone to Sal and then goes from there. And so that's what I want to really just emphasize, that space that is lacking in the environment and in the society we're in at the moment. Like, you go back 100 years, blokes would be out there bloody bashing down dinner and then bringing it home and then be hanging out all day just taking down tigers and shit, right? So they're going out there going, right, I'm being useful, I'm out in the sun, I'm moving, I'm coming back, I'm eating well, and then we're going to bed. But we're there for our missus, we're still there for our kids, but we're also there for the blokes. But if you look around now, obviously now there's a few more that are popping up, and because there's a bit of a trend in that, I guess, and everyone's hanging out and doing a few things. But then it starts with men's sheds and all that sort of stuff. But for the demographic that's that little bit younger, there was never really any of that sort of stuff, and I saw a hole there. So I went, well, let's fill that hole, and let's get people in a nice safe position so we don't have 8 blokes go on a week. We don't have it, even if it's a small minimisation to that number. It might bring it down by one a week that aren't sort of checking out early. Then we've done our job because we've been able to provide a place for that vent. We're there to provide a place for that support that blokes don't think that they have. And quite often, as you blokes know, when we've coached before, like if you blokes are told, not just myself, but blokes in the wider community or the tighter community we had, sorry, um, much more than you'd ever tell your own missus, much more than you'd ever tell your mum, your dad, your kids, your best mate, your cousins, because you know that they've already got a pre-existing view of something that you've got to say. Where in the group, it's just a straight up bang. This is what it is, and you go, look, I feel a bit shit about this. Cool, man. Let's lift you up. There's no judgment. It's mate, fucking yep. Okay, you spent the whole weekend out in the piss. All right. Well, what do we do on Monday? Let's pick it up, and then how do we repair for, and how do we put through the apologies we need to put through from the weekend, and then move on from it, and then go from there. So that's that was the sort of brainchild and the vision that I've got for it. And then as you, this is your brainchild, Benny, is to go right. Let's bring that same feel of all us three together, and then get out there and go right. Let's reach out to the wider community, and these are the things that we've been picking up. These are the things we've been using to be able to go, yep, cool. Yes, and then people are going to go, that worked for me. Cool. I'm going to stay. I'm going to pick up with that. Others are going to go, well, it's not really relevant to me, but I might listen to the next one, and then go, oh, I picked up 10 golden nuggets out of that one. So it's going to, and plus we're just going to have a laugh and bring it from there. So that's sort of where we're at, I guess.
100%, mate. 100%. And as I was just talking to Sal there before, mate, just wondering, did you get your hair blowed right for the occasion tonight, or?
Have you
Oh,
got
I
a
had makeup
conscious
and everything.
you were in there for an hour doing yours? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, well, it took a while. Just give a bit of a comb over to hide the bald spots, but
And I'm very jealous. Very
yeah,
jealous indeed.
I was just oh, you
I have
haven't got a
more
comb
hair
over,
on
mate.
the parts than I do on the top of my head, so it's not a good thing for me.
Yeah, you got the wrong filter on, mate. I thought you had a filter on before where you had actually hair, but it's come off.
Bit of a mask.
Should have stuck it in the Shino bolo.
Going off what Drew said, like a bit into what Drew's got a lot of quals. Okay, I've got a lot of fair bit of life experience. Those that do know us on different realms, and getting into coaching, that I did for say 9 months, it sort of helped me heal, and it helped other people heal. And I saw what Drew's talking about with these gaps with these guys, and instead of giving them something to follow, like Drew said, it's not just bloody cookie cutter approach where it's bang. It's like fucking having a conversation with someone, gaining a rapport, so that you're comfortable enough to put the faith in that person to open up and be vulnerable about certain things. Now, me with my background, I've got an investigative history, so mate, that's just straight up my alley. I love asking questions, and at times I might ask a question that's pretty full on, but got that rapport to be able to open them up, because you can see that there's a underlying root cause to something that maybe they haven't seen. It's like a blind spot. I've had heaps of people open up blind spots for me about different things, and that's helped me help other people. So the feeling I got from that, and the satisfaction of sharing that for me and them was just, it's awesome. And the accountability that it brings for yourself, because you've got to be that person. It's not a pressure or a push. It's just because other people are doing it, and they look up to you. They look up to you, what you're doing, and what and how you're trying to help them, which is, it just snowballs. It snowballs to the next, to the next. Yeah. Just
It
thought
is.
I'd.
It's a beautiful feeling, mate, to see someone else healing in front of your eyes. Like that's why I've become a practitioner in NLP, to try and help people. Like there's no better feeling than seeing someone flourish in front of your eyes. Like to see someone relieving stress out of their body and re- reducing stresses and reducing anger, sadness, hurt, and fear and guilt out of their life. Like to see someone unload that stuff just creates, and as you're saying, so like the feeling you get, and you said they were blind spots that people have. They're not really blind spots. It's having the rapport with people to be able to have the comfort to let out the true stories and to let out what's really, really holding you down. Sorry, mate.
So the true story is really you did blow over your head tonight.
I did. That's okay.
He
And that's
spent
okay.
45 minutes cleaning his teeth.
I'm exactly. I haven't brushed it for a day, mate. Come on, you.
What made you say that? Did you just look at my bald head and go, "Shit, I better take that thought out of my head" because I was sitting in there blow drying it for an hour?
Oh, that's what I did, mate. I had to blow dry it for an hour. It's like it's actually just a toupee, mate.
Hey, just
Go
quiet.
on the old Bert Newton toupee. I just stuck it on there for the show.
I'm going to call it right now. You are a good-looking guy.
Oh, thanks, mate.
All right.
I appreciate that. I'm blushing.
You want to turn that light down then?
Yeah.
No one's told you that before.
No, even my partner doesn't tell me that. No, she does.
I was going to say, I'll call bullshit.
Nah, so we've just got to be here for everyone in the community. I think, like, and once we get settled down, I think we'll do a couple of live shows and we'll get some Q&As going and invite some people in and get some guest speakers on as well to get them to share their stories of life. Because, as you say, we're not here to dictate to people how to live life. It's more so how we've done life and how we've overcome so many obstacles and come from the lowest points. And I know, we all have been in those lowest points. And, we've all, whether it's been a guiding angel or something in the universe that's pulled us out of them, we're all still here. And hopefully we can create that environment for a lot of other people to still be here too. That's my vision of it all. And my big vision was too, Drew, to get our businesses up and running and out in the public. It's like we've got a Jack in the Box down there, isn't it? Like it just keeps coming and going.
He's probably dropped something.
Welcome back, mate. Good to have you back.
Nah, well, it's raw and real, mate. I tell you what, it's your Mac will soon go to sleep unless you plug it in. Now, I'll tell you this right now, she's plugged the fuck in. Still don't know what's going on. All right. Fucking old guys.
Well, we can help with life experience, but we can't help tech.
No, not real good on tech, brother.
It's taken me about a month to be able to get all my shit sorted out here and make sure that's working properly. So I'm okay with that now. But,
That's something you just had to go difficult. Go simple.
Nah.
Kiss. I'm going to kiss. Keep it
No,
simple, stupid. And I'm stupid. So I'm keeping it simple. Oh, he's found the lead to plug it in. He's right.
I couldn't help myself. I've got this gadget and it's got all these buttons, and I thought that deserves a round of applause. Thank you very much.
Yeah, good work, Sal.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I've got a phone cord plugged into the side port, USB-C port, that I thought was the power. But guess what? It wasn't. It was a phone lead.
Oh, that's too good.
I'm glad to see you. That's we can tell you're a Raiders supporter, mate. That's how it comes down to.
Oh, we're going to go there.
That's right. I nearly wore the.
Jeez, you've thrown the kryptonite out straight away, mate.
I nearly wore the Maroons jersey tonight, but I thought I better try and keep it simple for the first show.
Oh, mate, we couldn't even beat you with the Sheila's game.
No.
It is still smell, mate.
Nah, it's all set up.
It is.
That's why they had to give him the third game.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Nah.
But yep, the boys are right. And Benny and Sal, you were both right before as well. The idea is to get guys in so that it's not just our voices going all the time too. Obviously, for a little while, it will be ours bouncing around and just coming up and talking shit. But also at the same time, we want to get some guys in that are going to be guys that we know that have come from the bottom and worked their way up. And some, like Benny said, have been at rock bottom. And most, well, actually, all three of us have been over the time as well. So it's things that we're going to learn, we want to impart onto others to be able to go, right, these are the things that you want to look for. These are the things that if you're feeling these ways, then maybe we try and mix something up. It's a case of you don't know if you don't know. So if every Friday night as you're down the pub and you see 15 schooners, but you don't think that's any different, and then you go, well, and then you feel average for the next weekend, like for the whole 3 days, and you turn around and you go, well, I don't know what I'm doing wrong because you don't know. So then we go, well, maybe this is what's going on. That's just like a highlight thing. The idea with this is to try and build a bit more rapport, like we would when we're coaching. And as Sal said before, you build that rapport, you share some of your own stories, and then that makes you relatable, and you're able to be able to bring a bit more knowledge to them, and they've got you've both got skin in the game then because you've given some of your truth, you've given some of your experience, and gone, these are the things that I found that worked, and pardon me. And then we're going to just go, righto, let's build the rapport. We want to start doing that in the next couple episodes and go, righto, like this is our backstory. This is where we're headed. This is where the direction we came from. This is where we could have gone if things had gone the other way. These are the things that I did well. These are the things I probably should have been a bit. I probably should have ducked and weaved at times. Or these are the things that I've learnt as well because as we know, life is a massive learning curve. Not every day is going to be a good day. Even a bad day isn't a bad day. It's a day that something's gone a bit awry that we need to learn from. And even your worst day, you've so far survived every single one of your worst days. So even your worst day is a day for a lesson. And you go, righto, what has that lesson taught me? And as Benny said, the universe has brought us together for a reason. I firmly believe in intervention like that. And so the universe tells us why or gives us reasons and goes, right, there's tests everywhere. And if we haven't learned from that test, then that's really a reason where it's going to, like, you're going to keep reliving that experience through other people, through other relationships and things until you get it right. And you go, okay, what is it that I'm missing? And we've all got experiences with that. So we want to build that rapport with you guys. We want to start sharing a few things from us, sort of from now on, and go, right. This is where we want to use our experiences that we've learned to be able to navigate, like we said. But we want to build that rapport with everyone as well, and build that rapport with the audience by just sort of giving you guys a bit of an introduction to us. So we're not just three talking heads on a stick. We're not the Muppets. We will get in there and we've all got plenty of substance behind us as well. And then we'll just really start out with a bit of an intro. We're all sort of around similar ages. When I say the similar ages, there's only a decade between the youngest and the oldest, but we're all in that same bracket. And before life got sort of too hard, when I say too hard, I guess that before tech took over and you could do bad shit without getting caught on camera, where now you can't do it. You can't even take a fart without being recorded. But and Facebook's probably talking to me now. I'm listening to everything, but it's a different era that we came from, and we've had
They're
to
watching
navigate.
you.
Hey?
They're watching and listening to you, Drew.
Oh, I know, and I've no doubt that my social credit score when it comes in is going to be minus 5 million. But it's
Your
sort
credit
of
score is 0.
you
You
cannot eat.
now have no power. Your water will be changed.
So what we might do is what we might do then is we'll start sharing our experiences and share our stories a little bit. I want to set it up so that we go through, introduce ourselves, and then like we can ask each other questions and things too as they pop up. Some of it's going to be just freely coming up, and that's where it's going to be raw, and you just let it flow. Go through your story, go through different things that have affected you in your life and gone right over what the moment was, what you had to turn it around, and what the lessons you learnt from the universe, and how many times, maybe even how many times you had to learn that lesson, which is I've had to learn mine a few times just quietly. So, and a shit ton of therapy, but we got there, I think. Um, I have a sane ticket from the psychologist, so I'm okay. But that's we want to sort of roll with it. We might start out with you, Benny, if that's all right.
Yeah,
And
for
then
sure, mate.
we'll get your story started, get your share. Just give us a bit of a rundown of, pardon me, introduction. Like it doesn't have to be too in depth, but make the story. We'll tell the story that we know, basically.
All right, we'll sort of go a bit in backwards, I suppose. Actually, no, we won't. We'll start it. When I was young, I was born in South Gippsland, Victoria. Little farming community. Come from a little town called Kernot. Had two beautiful parents, mum and dad. Like they did the best with me with what resources they had at the time. Both had worked very hard on the land. Had a reasonable sized dairy farm. Used to milk 240 cows. Grew up with them till I got to about, I was probably about 16 or 17. I should start off first. I better bring my love story into it to start with. I met Sam, my current partner now, when I was about 13 at the Nyora Speedway. It was. We played cricket against each other and ended up sneaking a sneaky little kiss in down the back of the old school there. Yep. Sneaky
You
kiss
bowled
in
each other
down.
over.
Sorry, mate.
We're playing cricket.
Yes, we're playing cricket, and then we went to the Speedway one night, and we snuck a little kiss in down behind the old school there. And
Did you bowl a maiden over?
no, I hit her for 6, even though she denies that still, but I did.
I think it went straight through to the keeper.
That's these days. Uh, and yeah, then back then there's no bugger all social media, so we sort of lost contact. And yeah, I'll move it forward from there. I just wanted to give her a plug. And then we virtually lost contact. We moved on. Mum and Dad sold the farm there. At that stage, I'd travelled around Australia already with my ex-wife, and that I had my 2 boys with. I suppose I'll go back to when I was probably about 16, 17. I started smoking a bit of weed, drinking beers. There was a thing to be done at the footy club sort of thing, and that was sort of the beginning of my end for the next 20 years, really, because I raised my boys. I did the best I could. I got divorced when my youngest was 3. And at that stage, I'd gone from dairy farming to truck driving because we'd had a few tough times, and started driving trucks interstate. And that was probably the biggest downfall of my life. But it was a journey that I had to take to get to here. Got involved with numerous drugs, lots of alcohol, and 20 years of my life sort of got pretty blurry. My kids kept me on the straight and narrow a little bit enough. So weekends I'd have them, I'd clean myself up, so I was good for them. I still, didn't class myself as a drug addict. I was a drug user because I went to work every day. I class drug addicts as the ones who are robbing and stealing and to support their habit, which is pretty crooked, but that was my way of getting through. Through those times, I had several attempts at my life just because I was lost and didn't know where I was. I never thought I had a purpose. And after I got divorced, it was probably 3-4 years later, I got with another partner. And that partner, I tried to do everything with her, I tried to do right that I'd done wrong in my previous relationship, which was the stupidest thing I could do because there was nothing there for self. It was all for service to her and to the kids. And yeah, I just got lost. And I don't know what just kept me going. I think, the universe was just dragging me along to make me find where I am. I got out of that relationship probably after 7 years because that woman, physically, emotionally, financially abused the fuck out of me and ran me probably to the lowest point of my life where I attempted it again. Thank God it was something I wasn't good at, eh? Like it's you're happy to fail at some things in life, and
Looking at it, Benny.
and that's the way I looked at it, Sal, and that's probably the thing that kept me going, mate. Is you're fucking no good at that, mate. So maybe you should stop trying it. So once I got rid of her and started out fresh by myself again, I was going along quite right. And then I met another woman, and there was only a short-lived relationship, probably 12 months, and she taught me as well I suppose in her downfallings was she taught me that I had to think about me. And that was virtually when I joined the group that we were with that helped propel me to give me a purpose for myself. That's probably the biggest thing it taught me was to get a purpose. And my purpose was that I wanted to live. And I wanted to be there for my children when they were, I wanted to see them have children, and I wanted to be a grandparent, and I wanted to see what life was about. So I moved on from that partner and concentrated on me for a couple of years and I got healthy. I started eating well, started training. And once I was healthy, I kicked the drugs. And then after I kicked the drugs, I kicked the alcohol. And I kicked the cigarettes. And I found my consistency because I consistently took drugs. So I knew I could consistently do things. And I had to find a new consistent. So that turned into training. And it's taken a few years, but now I'm going to attempt a half marathon. Thank God. Oh, I don't know if it's thank God, but it's thank something, the pains and sores and the fucking cramps that I'm going to get. But anyway, so
Get some new shoes.
Buy a bottle of cramp fix.
yes, I've got a whole box full of it.
ZMA.
I need it, mate. You're going to kill it. Dead set.
No, training's,
You're doing
we've got
well.
the runs on the board, so I know it's going to happen. So I'd clean myself up and I'd moved out to the country to me. My aunties had a property down in Gippsland, and the first bloke who was living in it, he'd moved out. He'd been a bachelor there for 30 years. And so I was out there, 6 months, and I was cleaning up the place. It was overgrown, very, very, it was very, very, very run down. So I was just cleaning it up for her. And anyway, I was sitting in the ute one night and I pulled out from work and I'd sort of sitting there looking at everything I'd done. I was pretty proud. I'd cut down tons and tons of trees and cleaned it all up. And I was sitting there looking at it going, you know what? I'd resign myself to the fact that I was going to be the next bachelor that lived there for 30 years, thinking that that's probably what I deserved in life from all the shit things that I'd done and seen and been a part of. And lo and behold, 10 days after that, I hurt my back. I was laying on the floor, couldn't do anything. It was Christmas time, couldn't get in to see a doctor, chiropractor, anything. I hated social media at the time. I was still in the group with you guys, Drew, and I was sick of looking at the tally, sick of laying there looking at the roof, and I've just flicked on Facebook, which I never really got much. Have this friend suggestion, someone you may know, and that turned out to be Sam. And so I thought, hey, how you going, mate? I haven't seen you for years. And turns out she'd been through a tough time as well. And after several months of conversating over the phone, I thought, well, it's time to go and say good day and go visit. So I flew up to Queensland, and then that was good. So then I flew up again a month later, and then she flew down and saw me a couple of times, and then we thought, well, let's give this a go. And we both moved up. Oh, I moved up to Queensland and started fresh. And that was 3.5 years ago now. And it's probably the best thing that I've ever done in my life. I've got purpose, I've got stability, and I've got happiness. And there's that happiness out there for everyone once you allow it to come to you. And that's probably the biggest thing that I found, that once you can accept yourself and accept being yourself, the universe provides for you. And, I never used to believe in woo-woo like the universe and stuff like that. But since I've sat back and looked at my journey, everything has happened for reasons. And by having 3 partners before Sam, it taught me what I needed in my own life. And it taught me what I needed to give to create that happiness as well. So, yeah, here we are. As I say, I don't know how, but I'm here for a reason. And my reason now is to help other people going through those dramas in life and moving them forward. So hit me some questions, boys, because yeah,
Mate,
it's
I
hard.
remember. I remember when you and I were chatting about Sam. This is before you'd even said what her name was, right? And I remember you coming. You and I had spoken a few times before that, anyway. But then there was one session that you came on, and you going, "Oh, I think I'm going to go to Queensland." And I went, "Oh, good on you." And he goes, "No, no, I'm going to live." I went, "Have you thought this through, Benny?" And he goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I have." And like, there's all these different things, and it's all fallen into line. And I went, "Okay, mate," because look, obviously I had a bit of an understanding of what had happened in previous, and I'm just going, "Oh, don't cook your eggs early, mate." Like, and he's going, "Nah, nah, I'm sweet." And then and it's one of those stories, and you're right. It's the universe, because it's not that you've allowed yourself to bring that energy in. It's also the fact that you've learnt the lessons that you had to learn to get to that point too. You had to learn your own self worth. You had to learn what pure acceptance or true acceptance was as well, to be able to get there and go, okay, this is where I'm at now, and go, oh yeah, all right, this is like, she accepts me, I accept her, and then there's still that feeling there from when we were kids, and then you can expand off that because you've both done the hard work to get there. And that was magical when that happened. I was so happy and pumped for you guys when you went across. And pardon me, I've since met Sam quite a number of times, and mate, you're like 2 peas in a pod. It's unreal. I love it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, mate, that's true. If we had have got together when we were young, which, mate, after we sort of went our separate ways when we were young, I was heartbroken. I knew when I was a young boy that she was my person. I just knew, and that broke my heart for a long time. And
Mm.
then I was looking for a Sam after that though, which was a bit weird, but I wanted the model of that and I just never got it. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
that's what you have to go through. And if I had have got with her, I would have probably ended up divorced from her, because I needed to go on the journey that I went on
Mm.
to get to where I am now. As as painful as it was, I've learned a lot of lessons to be able to treat her the way she deserves to be treated. And I also understand now that I need to be treated in a certain way because I deserve that as well, and it's what you get. It's a cliche as well. It's what you put out is what you should get back.
Mm.
If you rely on that, you're never going to get it.
Mm.
But yeah, when you do give, you do receive, and it is very special when it happens.
Oh yeah, definitely it is. And no one, sorry, Sal.
For me, listening to your story, Benny, I've heard it from lots of different guys as well that, mate, you get to a point with a few attempts, a few things that haven't gone your way, that you just keep trying and trying, and everything just keeps sending you shit sandwiches all the time. And I don't know if I heard this right. Did you go to this place thinking that that was where you were going to be for the next 30 years, and then just
No, I didn't go there expecting it, but
no?
I got there, and because I suppose I was single, and you have that, the mind the mind talks to you in a mysterious way so many times. And no, I was just sitting there one night just reflecting, Sal, and just thinking, well, I didn't want to make myself vulnerable, I suppose, to anyone at that stage because I was in a good place, like just by being me and supporting me. And no, I just had a reflection there one night and just going, you know what, this will probably be me. You know, I can just see it.
It's funny because it's sort of the same story I've heard with different people, different characters, different places, right? Especially with how you've gone to this place where someone's needed help and you've gone there and just busted your nuts to get this place done. And I'm sure you did a lot more than what you said, but you sat there fucked after about 3 days with your back fucked, laying on the back laying on the floor. Was it that moment where you've gone or you've just released and just accepted what was going on? Or was there some realization that you had at that point or around that point? Or tell me I'm a fucking idiot and I'm in the wrong area? Like, I'm just inquisitive to know.
I'll tell you you're a fucking idiot, so but that's just day-to-day stuff.
Am I on
Love
the
you,
right
mate.
track here,
No,
or
yeah, mate, yeah. Like, and
something that you had this
it,
realization
I,
during this?
I did. I just had to realize. I just thought, you know, like this is going to be me. You know, like I'd cleaned it up and it was looking good. I still needed a lot of work doing to it, but that was, you know, I was getting it to the stage where my auntie could get trades in to do what needed to be done. But yeah, I'd busted my ass and then buckled myself up and then just sitting there just thinking this is it. You know, I'm just gonna I ended up the next bachelor living here because at that stage I was sort of content with me. And I suppose it was getting to that stage where you finally do find that contentness with yourself that I opened up to go, I'm happy with me and I was content with me. And that's probably the first time in my life that I was happy with being Ben. And
Yeah,
then three days later, that's when the universe come out and goes, bang, here it comes.
like embarked on journeys where they just smash themselves to oblivion to try and virtually try and undo himself. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
climb a mountain that they knew they couldn't do with no water and shit, and sit up on a hill in the, you know, without any elements at all, and just go, fucking come and get me. This is
Yeah.
me. I'm fucked. You know what I mean?
And that's what I'd done virtually, mate, is I was working. I was living an hour and 15 hour and 20 minutes away from work. So I was driving 2.5, 3 hours a day. I was working 10 to 12 hours a day and then getting home and doing whatever I could for 2 or 3 hours every night, getting 5 or 6 hours sleep, doing it all naturally too. I wasn't on the gear then. So, and then get to a weekend and I was busting for a weekend so I could just go and work and hurt. So when you put it like that, yeah, it does make sense that that's probably what I was unconsciously doing.
So when we go into a bit of my story, that I'd embark on risky behaviours, which
Massive.
take the numbness away,
Yeah.
wake you up, and go, fucking hell, I'm alive again. Okay,
Yeah.
because I've got this coconut gorilla about to smash my skull into the pavement or whatever. But you did stupid shit like that just to feel alive, to make yourself come out of, you know, that numbness.
Yeah. And that's true too, mate. And that's probably why I numbed myself with drugs for so long, so because I didn't want to face reality. I didn't want to know reality, and I didn't want to probably know who I was at that stage too. Like a lot of years passed where I was numb. I'd go out driving trucks interstate, sitting on 130, 140 kilometers an hour every night in a B double. And that was probably the risky behaviors that I was doing was to keep that numbness alive because
Yeah,
it was pretty crazy stuff.
virtually, you know, write a book on the actual risky things that we've done just to have that feeling, you know,
Yeah.
something. or
100%.
maybe just get a bit of attention off someone or something, or you know.
Oh, and
Yeah.
when I work for people, so I used to go to work, man, I'd bust my cracker, like try and go above and beyond and try and do those extra things. And like, looking back now, I just go, you fucking idiot, you know, you're killing yourself for someone else's gain. And the most upsetting thing is they never pull you up on it. They'll keep taking from you. And that's probably the hurt. Not hurtful. I don't look back and take any resent from it because, as I say, everything that's happened to me has got me to this place I'm at now. And the hardest thing for me now is my boys are still in Melbourne. Um, we still communicate several times a week. I try and get down there a couple of times a year, and they try and get up here. So we still see each other lots. That's probably the hardest part for me. But I needed to spread my wings, and then I know Drew, you had some caution about it all at the start, but I knew within myself that once I'd rekindled everything with Sam, it was just like I've just got to get there and I've got to start life. It was like I was born again, you know, like I've been given another chance at having a happy, enjoyable life. Which yeah, go back 5 years, rewind that, didn't think I was going to have a life. So you turn it around and they say like you don't know what draws you or drags you to get to where you are, but there was a lot of unexplained things that happened that even Sam can't explain too that drew us together and created it all to become. You know, I've gone from coming up here with $3,000 in my bank account and my ute to looking at the end of this year, hopefully we can afford to buy a house. So it's been a fair turnaround.
That's where I were alluding to, the sort of thing that you saw when you were laying on your back on the bears of your ass, broken virtually, and what that felt like then, or what you were thinking about at that point. Because, mate, I know Drew. Me and Drew are big manifestors. We put shit out there and think about it, and fuck, if half of it comes true, well, I'm fucking winning. You know?
And that's what, yeah, mate, that's what you have to do. You've
Some
got
of
to,
it don't come true, but
no,
you know
but
what?
you've got to manifest life, mate. If you don't manifest it, if you don't have a goal, and up until 5 years ago, up until I met Drew, I'd never had a goal. So in life, I'd never had a fucking goal, mate. And I don't know if I had wrong direction. I definitely wasn't the right people around me for a lot of years, but never had a goal. And since I've started putting goals in place, you have a specific goal. Then I suppose then you want other things around that goal. So then you start seeing those other things come to fruition, which gravitates you towards that goal. And since I've started having goals in place, like so much other stuff just pops up that's good. You know, and it's just the universe transforming, mate. And you say it's probably when it all happened, I didn't think it was manifesting. But that's more than likely was the reason that it all happened. Because I can spin this out. Went and saw a clairvoyant not long before I come up here.
The name Claire.
No, it was buoyant.
Just wonder. I've had someone who's actually had a clairvoyant whose name was Claire. I just
And I used to think that was all fucking woo woo until I spoke to this clairvoyant mate who she nailed shit that only I knew. Things that have happened in the past that only I could know. And she told me that I was going to meet Sam. Now, at the time, I thought, yeah, fuck off. You've got no clue She gave me an initial and everything and told me, you already know this person. You've already been in love with this person. And you know what? I could not think for the life of me of Sam at the time. I went through everyone that I thought I knew, and I suppose that was probably the memory loss from too many fucking drugs.
That was a blind spot.
Massive, massive, and yeah, and then to say like the universe prevailed. Sound like a woo-woo doctor, don't we?
Well, don't
Well
discount
in that.
the amount of change in perspective as well. Like, especially when you came on and just working with change in perspective, getting a few different habits set, and then working. Okay, what's your goal, Benny? Well, I want to be able to lift this much. And I remember when you moved into that joint and you stopped training completely because all you wanted to do was tear the shit out of that place, and you're going, oh man, I just need to eat. Well, what do? I said, mate, just eat. He goes, oh, I remember it. Oh, I've got to do this, but I don't have time. I went, just eat the right way. The body will take care of itself. You blew your back out, but like the rest of the body looked after itself, and then it worked its way through. And it was and there's that manifestation that you had during that period was I need to get this tidied up because I don't know how long I'm going to be here, but I want it tidy for me. I don't want it looking like a shit pit.
Yeah,
And then
100%.
okay, this is where and I remember it took you ages to get that thing tidy, and then it's all tidied up, boom, and then the perspective changes because then you got there's no gear in the system. Nutrition was starting to come in, water was coming in, sleep was coming in. You were exhausted, but it was a good exhausted. It wasn't a my body's fucked and screaming in pain and agony, or I'm in massive inflammation because of all the things I'm thinking all the time. It was all these different things started coming together for you, cleared up the perspective, and then everything started to fall into line after that.
Yeah, 100%, mate. It was, and as I said, like when I first started in with the group and to get off the gear and everything, I knew that if I just cut off the gear, that would probably would have killed me itself.
Oh yeah, it
Um,
was the doses that were too high. Yeah, if you did that, your whole body would have rejected you.
would have just shut down. So that was when I had to get my. That's when I turned the nutrition on and got that. Wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. And then with the nutrition, that was when I walked every day, 6Ks every morning for the first 8 or 10 months, and that's when I lost 18, 20 kilos just by turning around and getting the shit out of my system and getting good shit in. But
Mm.
during that 8 months, I was probably about 6 months in, is that's when I kicked the gear because I knew that my body was healthy enough to fight the withdrawals and shit that I was going to have from it.
Mm.
And that was a pretty smooth transition. It was hard to give up the smokes, to tell you the truth.
Mm.
And then, yeah, it just doing those little things. That's why if anyone asks what a life hack is now to get healthy and
Mm.
turn everything around, it's eat,
Mm.
drink, sleep, repeat. Throw some exercise in there and you can change your life.
Mm.
Simple.
100%, Benny. And when we were all in that realm searching for something, trying to get out of the rut we're in, thinking that it was just a big tunnel. There's no light. It's just we just keep fighting, walking through the tunnel. And Drew goes, mate, you got to start eating the right things. What would that look like? I already knew what to eat. I eat good shit all the time, but there was one element that didn't sit well with me, and it was it was something that was new knowledge at the time, like years and years ago, when nutrition was on, when we were playing footy and all that. It was all about eating carbs, protein, carbs, but no one fats were bad, and that's what I believe turned my headspace around was the extra or good fats, which nearly accumulated to the same amount of carbs that I was having, which I did say, what the fuck's going on here? There's something I haven't had that much fat in fucking 3 months. I said, well, how am I going to have that in one day? And you just got to trust the process.
Yeah.
other mates that use that word, trust the process, and fucking trust the process. Fuck me dead. Within 2 days, I was just going, what the fuck's going on? What the real world's like? Fucking serious? I couldn't believe it. Could not believe the transformation from having good fats and how much my fucking brain just sucked it in
Mm.
and just went, okay, you're not a homicidal fucking maniac. You want to fucking kill people walk down the street every fucking 5 seconds. You know, you can sit back and go, fuck, wow, couldn't believe it. Which led to other things. I stopped fucking having caffeine, and then all of a sudden I weren't a fucking manic running around with my head cut off, fucking doing all these fucking things from having 4 or 5 fucking coffees a day. I'm just going, fuck, this place is a peaceful fucking planet. How good's this?
And now you're just wired that way.
Yeah. Now I just still want to kill people. That's all. Peacefully.
I remember that conversation. I still remember it as if it was yesterday.
Yeah.
How am I going to eat all this? Well, you don't have to eat it, mate. Just put some MCT oil in your coffee in the morning. Oh, nah, I can't have that. Yeah, you can. It's all right. Just drop it in there and have half an avo with your brekkie. Nah, I can't do that. Yeah, you can. And the clarity came within 2 weeks.
Fucking 2 days. I'm telling you. 2 days.
Yeah.
Like putting fat into my system. I couldn't believe it.
Well, the body runs off your brain, especially soaks all the good fats in, which is why we like. If you ever talk to me, I'll go get rid of all your seed oils and all the shitty stuff. You're looking at avocados, avocado oil, ghee, butter, and coconut oil. That's it. That's all you need in your cupboard. You don't need all the other shit. And because like the myelin sheath in the brain and the brain feeds off fats. So if you're stopping the body from getting those, then obviously then the mental decline comes because you're not getting that feed back into the brain.
Yeah, 100%.
Definitely.
100%. It's putting the right fuel in to get the right results out. And unfortunately, though, we've been told a lot of woo-wah too about the nutrition system too, Drew.
Oh.
Like, you know, it's why don't they sell raw milk these days? Why don't they promote us drinking more colostrum
Because
when we're younger? Because those things help and they grow your brain.
I actually saw a post today and it had let me get it right. It was something up to the 60s. Up until the 60s, everyone ate butter, and then since then there was seed oils, and now everyone's got diabetes and obesity. But it's the butter's fault.
Yeah. Mate, I was watching a thing on Barbara O'Neill, and she's got
Gaslight the butter. Fucking
yeah.
butter.
She's there buttering a piece of bread, and she goes,
How dare you butter? It's
Yeah.
your fucking fault all along. That's why they're fucking
Fat people.
what do you call it? What's the see, I've got it myself right now.
Oh, dementia.
Yeah. Dementia. That's probably me CTE kicking in. But anyway, that's another conversation.
Yeah.
100%.
It's just mad that I think I might have had that same thing that you put through, Drew, but because Napoleon apparently was the one that decided to use vegetable fats as an easy form of butter
Yep.
to give to his soldiers, and then became a pretty cost-effective way and easier process than using the animal fats.
Mhm.
Which now look at the epidemic that it has. That's a real epidemic,
Oh yeah.
not a fake one.
No way, that one's coming. That's real. We see it every day. You see mental decline. You see obesity, and when you see different people's faces and you look at their body shapes and things that go on with their body, color, all that sort of thing, you can almost look at them and go, I can attribute a big chunk of that to seed oil and
Yeah.
sugar. The end.
Well,
100%.
now I've been trying to limit seed oil for a while, but the adversity, fucking terrible.
It's in everything.
It is, yeah, it is in everything. Like the other day, we're talking about it, the community that we have the other day, and I posted all the milk from Coles that had vegetable oil and seed oils, safflower oil, all that in it, all the ones that didn't. And I thought, this is unreal. How good's this? I can choose out of all these. And then Drew goes, yeah, leave soy alone and fucking oats, you dickhead. And I went, right, you are. That's just how raw and real this shit is, you know. No one took it. But I know the man's bloody education and fucking expertise, you
I
know.
was waiting for you to bite back at me, and I went, and it was just going, nah, fair point. I went, oh, okay, I've had a win.
Funny story about that is that everyone in my household actually hates Drew now because every time I eliminate something or don't bring something home from the shop, like fucking muesli bars like that, they go, "Where's all the fucking muesli bars?" I said, "Nah, can't have them." Fucking Drew says they're fucking shit. Oh fuck, Drew.
Maybe they taste good.
And that is across the board. That's from my daughter right the way up to my wife.
You're welcome.
But I tell you what, you know, there's a happier camp. The camp's happier. See the progress.
Oh,
They don't have it. They can't eat it.
their hormones will thank them.
Yes.
100%.
I might even love some of them one day.
Oh no.
You're
Where's
unreal.
that? Where's that button?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just put that on when Sal's talking, would you?
Fuck, you can say whatever you want. You just wait till you meet them. You can make your own assumption whether it's got to do with me or not. I've been told many a times it has. So I'd like a I'd like an evaluation outside of the norm. That'd be nice.
Oh, mate, one of my favourites was the day we were around at your place for Barbie, and your missus has gone away for the weekend, and your young fella comes down at what 5 or 6 o'clock at night, and he goes, "Where's Mum?" Gone. Even I knew that she'd left at 8:30 in the morning. And I went, "Mate, she's been gone for like 12 hours." Oh, nah. Yeah. Oh, okay. What's for tea? Well, nothing. We just ate. Oh, but look, then Sal's there going, mate, I called you down an hour ago. We've eaten all the food.
Mate, there was a funnier one that happened after that. You're gonna fucking laugh at this. Wait for this. He goes, I need a shirt on for me for school like this. And I went, what? Like this? And I said, over there. And I went, what? He goes, what the fuck's that? I went, that's an ironing board. You've never seen an ironing board before, and he's fucking 14 years old.
Well, he probably has, just hadn't. He's probably seen it, but just hasn't seen it.
No,
I was gonna
no,
say,
hadn't. Well, maybe, but
well, he's not like us that have had to iron that
that's what
shirt
you
since
do
we
the
were
ironing
8.
on. Yeah. Is that what you do the ironing on?
I was lucky. I used to get there first, and I used to do all the tea towels. And once they were done, I passed the iron on to my brother.
Oh, how many times did you burn your belly button when you're going like this across the front? And then you get it straight across and you get a line about your belly button right across the middle.
Mine was actually a bit higher because I was short. Sully would have got his eyebrows.
No, they've got special ones now.
I don't
Right.
think I ironed anything until maybe when I was 30 when I joined the cops, and that was
Holy
it.
hell.
I know.
I
And
think,
guess
I think
what?
my shirt.
I didn't know how to do a tie. I haven't even. I still don't know. I made one up the other day for the boy. It was the first time he put a tie on the other day, and I got a barrage because I didn't know how to do a tie.
Well, that's because they give you a clip-on tie.
Yeah, you can just pull it off. You know.
Yeah, mine was the same. I remember that when I joined the brigade and there was blokes that were older than, I was only 24 at the time, so they're older than me, and they couldn't iron a shirt. But we had to be pressed and creased every time you went to work, right? You're going, oh, how do you iron a shirt? And I went, what do you mean, how do you iron a shirt? You're going, oh, well, my mum used to do it, and now my missus does it. And I went, I've been ironing shirts since I was about 8, mate. You make sure the crease goes down this seam and get it going that way and get it going that way, and it's like this. And there was an ironing board and an iron in the change room. So I went, righto, you're doing it, but I'll tell you how to do it. Oh, okay. And it spun me out.
Yeah. in education.
Yeah. Well, not everyone had to do it so young, see.
No, no, that's the same problem with the world today. Is there's too many good mothers out there that do too much for the children, and the children don't know how to do anything.
Where do you
But
find that?
you know where that comes from, don't you? That comes from our generation of us being kids, having to do it all, like, doing a heap of stuff on our own, and then and learning to have to do that, and then go, well, we don't want to have to have our youngins do that all at such a young age as well.
Yeah,
That's where that comes. That's a protective thing. I've done a lot of reading onto it. Plus, I've lived it, so it's definitely one of those things. Although the youngins here, they have to lift their weight. Had the little one out the back the other day. She was drawing water out of the dam. No, she wasn't. She's only 2. She can't walk that far. But
no, but when we were kids, mate, we were out. 4 or 5 years old, you're out helping feed calves. You're feeding out hay. You're carrying pieces of wood inside for the fire. You're doing your chores. Like,
yeah.
and so many kids miss out on that today.
Mm.
On how just to,
I used
you
to
know,
chop all the wood when I was like 10 to 17, easy.
yeah,
Mm.
100%.
I would not give my kid an axe. You're fucking kidding.
I don't blame you.
Let me tell you right now.
They
Not
should not, mate. They'd use the wrong end, and they'd be facing the other way.
Well, it'd be buried in his brother's back.
I love those blokes, but I would not give them an axe.
That's the sort of reassurance that I need. That I've made the right decision here. You know what I mean?
All right, boys. We might quickly wind up this episode because we're getting a bit long in the tooth, and then and we'll come together for the next one.
Yeah, we'll come together and we'll get your stories, boys, and let the world know that we are real, and it's an experience. And
I just want to thank you, Benny, for sharing it, mate. It's fucking tough darts having to do that, and it can be very triggering. And mate, you did a good job.
thank you, mate. Thank you. I actually enjoy sharing it now, so like it.
Yep.
To me, I get, oh well, to see where I was to where I am now, I get a lot of pride, and I'm pretty proud of myself for doing it because I know a lot of blokes that aren't here today that couldn't do it
Mm.
and chose not to do it. So, I believe life's a choice, and I chose to live the life that I've been given. And anyone out there that's struggling, the choice is really yours. And once you realise that you're not a victim, you can take ownership of where you are, and come and join us because we can give you a place that's you're not judged. And that's probably the biggest thing that helped me is when I came into the group with you, Drew, was I wasn't judged. I could share, and it took me probably 12 months to share the story that I'd been on drugs, and because I didn't think that the group would want me in there.
Mm.
And that was probably my hardest thing is I had to, I didn't tell a lie. I didn't tell you that I wasn't doing it because you didn't know I was doing it. So
Yeah, you didn't tell me for a very long time.
no, it would have
Yeah,
been
when
eight
you
to
told
12
me,
months.
I was a bit shocked, and I went, "Wow, really? How'd you manage that?
Yeah.
Just functioning that highly that it was virtually, especially when in the interactions that we had, it wasn't able to be picked up."
No, well, see, that was my another phrase. My biggest thing too is my story was that was my secret.
Mm.
Yeah, that was how I functioned in life. I couldn't function without at that stage, So that was probably why not a lot of people, well, most people that knew me externally from my very tight knit group that I used to hang around with, that's just Ben. That was just the way I was.
Mm.
Yeah, me and Drew talked before about all the different faces we put on over the years around social events, work, family, different
Yeah.
things. We put them on No one fucking knows any different, mate. And it's the cliche, yep. We fucking suffer in silence. Suffer in silence when there's fucking no one around, and it's fucking terribly draining when you've got that face on.
Oh, mate, there's so many people there that'll judge you for taking a piss the wrong way. They'll judge you from the way you hold your beer. They judge you how you're raising your kids, but they don't know what's going on in here. That's why I don't judge anyone, mate, because you don't know what happened to them yesterday. If they could, you know, Drew could have had someone die in his family yesterday, and he could be having the shits on. But he's got a reason he's got the shits on. You know, if he doesn't want to share that, that's okay. But you can't judge someone because they're having a bad day. Because I say you don't know what's happened to them in 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours prior to you having an altercation with them.
I just want to say that rule doesn't apply if they cut you off or don't merge properly into into oncoming traffic. I just want to mention.
Yeah, that's another story for later. So that's probably
Someone does that, mate. It's open fucking slather. Don't give a fuck what they did for the day.
My biggest one is when you let them in, but they don't give you a wave.
That's right.
Come on, man. Even when there's the not the one where the two lanes go and then the line disappears, you have to let them across. But the ones where the line where it does disappear, but the line continues on, so that way, if by law, if they haven't given themselves enough time, well, then they're fucked. They should just be sitting out there. But then you go, yep, you know what? I'm going to ease up, let you come in, and then it's not even a wave. You go, motherfucker.
The other day, I were at Southport car park and I had fucking trolley rage. This stupid trying to fucking put her trolley
Where's the beef? Where's the beef?
someone else's fucking car. I went, what are you doing? She goes, I'm in a hurry. I said, well, go and put your fucking trolley away. Oh, mate, that really annoys me. People are not putting trolleys away. That fucking does. Up there with cut off.
On that note, I think we should wind her up.
Yeah, let's wind it up.
Before we
All right, everybody. Thanks for your time.
Hunted down.
Yeah, thanks for your time. Thanks for your share, Benny. That was amazing. We'll lead into our next podcast where we introduce the other, like myself and Sal, a little bit more, give a little bit more depth to that, and then we'll keep kicking on and try and bring the hard hitting knowledge bombs, I guess, and bring our lived experience back in to just help guys along the way.
100%. We'll find plenty more learnings out there for you guys, and hope you enjoyed the episode. And yeah, well, I've had plenty of laugh tonight, so at least we enjoy it, fellas. See you all soon.
Thanks, boys.
Take care, boys.
Thank you.
Yep.